What's up, world? This is Patrick. Welcome to my channel. So I want to give a big shout out to a lot of people that actually pushed me to get to this point, right? Because you never know. Through this channel, I'm going to inspire all of you guys, but there's a couple of people that inspired me to get to this point. We'll talk about that. But the reason for this today is because I've noticed there's a lot of people out there that they want success, but they don't understand what it truly takes, right? They want to be in Porsches, they want to have diamonds, they want to have the nice car, they want to have the nice house, they want to have all this nice shit, but nobody wants to do what it actually takes. So on this video today, I'm going to actually go through key things that I identified throughout the course of my career, not just my career, but throughout the course of life to get me to this point. So look, at the age of 28, my net worth was $1.8 million. And I'm in my 30s now, so that has gone up drastically. But how has it gone up? I'm going to give you the steps, right? So number one, breaking the chains of self-doubt and self-pity. So for the longest time, I'll tell you, coming up as a kid, I was told that I wouldn't have anything, that I wouldn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And for a long time, I actually held on to those very words. Those very words were piercing. They were so piercing that in my 20s, all I was doing was, drinking, smoking, being an idiot and not truly understanding my full potential. So no matter what you went through when you were younger, no matter the trials, no matter the tribulations, at the end of the day, that doesn't define you, because all you have to do is honestly just switch your thought process and make a decision for success. If you never get to that point and you just play around with it like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but you never put anything in action, you'll never get what you want. And just so you know, I'm looking down at my phone because I was led to do this. So I wrote all my notes on my phone, just so you guys know, and that's the reason why I'm looking down as I'm driving through the Galleria. Now, the second thing is, the friends that you came up with most likely will not be the friends that you take with you on this journey through success. Point blank, period. There's no if and buts about it. I mean, I had friends that literally, on their birthday, because, I'm doing well, so they saw me as, hey, he has extra money. Out of the blue, hadn't talked to him for probably about a year. And they sent me a Cash App notification. The Cash App notification was, hey, it's my birthday, send me some money. So I never did it. And then I think it was like 2 days later, I got a call from this particular individual. This particular individual was so mad at the end of the conversation, he said, see me in heaven. Meaning, I'll never talk to him ever again, because he was that upset that I didn't share with him the money that I worked hard for. So all of you know who I'm talking about. There's individuals in your circle that you're trying to break the chains, you're trying to be successful, and they may be around you right now. You may think that they're going to continue to be around you, but at the end of the day, you gotta cut your circle short. Point blank. That's that. Now, family not believing in you. That's a big one. Now, that's a big one because that's something that I've gone through, and it's interesting. There's so many different levels to it. They always say in every level there's a new devil. So what does that actually mean? As you progress, and when you start actually outperforming who and what your family believes you can achieve, then they start switching up on you. Okay, now that's also friends too, but everyone thinks that, okay, there's a ceiling for this particular individual, there's a ceiling for you. Everyone thinks that's around your circle. Now, you're fortunate if you truly believe and feel that some of those individuals in your circle think that the sky's the limit. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the case. So there's individuals that believe that there was a ceiling for me, meaning in high school, I didn't do well at all, right? It wasn't until my senior year when I actually got into the books, right? So those individuals within your family, you got to watch them, because they're snakes in the grass. And it's difficult because they're your blood, right? And when you feel as though that you are changing and they feel as though you're changing and you're no longer that image of your old self, then that's when everything switches up. And that's a scary thing, but there's more on that. We're going to actually address that because that's a very, very deep situation right there. Next, can you handle failure? Not everyone can handle it. I'll tell you right now. I think it was 5 businesses. I created 5 businesses. One of the 5 businesses was actually a success, right? So there were 4 businesses that I created that I put money into, thousands of dollars, actually hired full-time employees, put money into marketing. It did all of that, right? Paid taxes, all of that, and it wasn't a success. So can you swallow that pill of failure? That's a question you got to ask yourself, because not everyone can do it. I know there's a lot of people that will, they'll fail and they'll wallow in their failure. And you have to understand, the individual who actually succeeds in life is that individual that can get punched, get knocked down, lose, fail, and then get back up again and succeed. So that's a question that you all have to ask yourself. Can I actually handle this? Because it's not for everyone. I'll tell you that much. People switch up on you. Family switches up on you. You'll question yourself. There's been times where I question myself, right? I started in the corporate world. And I had 2 pairs of slacks and 2 business shirts. And one of the pair of slacks were Dickies. I kid you not. Now, I started in corporate sales, and there were individuals that came from Ivy League schools that were actually, making fun of me, talking bad about me, because I had a Taurus. I'll never forget this. I had a blue Ford Taurus that I actually, I got in a car crash, and the front bumper was damaged. So I ended up putting a bra on the front bumper so it could cover it up, because I didn't have the money to pay for it, right? So I remember I would go into work every day. I had my flowered shirt. I had a red shirt, and I would rock my Dickies, and I had a pair of Banana Republic dress shoes. That was it. So I would go into work with 2 pairs of slacks, 2 shirts, and I would question myself every day. I would question myself. I would question my vocabulary. I would question if I'm good enough. I would question if the people from the Ivy League school, if they're better than me. And then it goes back to the earlier thing. Remove all self-doubt and self-pity. And the minute that I got serious about my career, the minute that I stopped having pity on myself, was the moment that I catapulted. That was the moment that I was able to do extremely well at the age of 28. I made my first 6 figures. And then from there, it's been on, and it's been, as they say, popping. So that's the thing. Never have doubt. And if you have doubt, you got to find a way to remove that. The next thing is making the tough decisions, right? Can you make the tough decisions to say, you know what, this situation is not right for me. This female is not right for me. From a female's perspective, this male is not right for me. I need to get out of this relationship. I need to get out of this job. I need to do better for myself. Can you make those tough decisions? Are you that individual that's too passive to actually do what's right for you and to succeed, right? Because there's a lot of individuals, they cannot seem to make the tough decisions, period. Sacrifice. So what are you willing to give up in order to get what you want? Now that's a deep one, right? Because my big sacrifice was television. There was 5 years straight that I didn't watch any TV. I didn't watch any movies. I didn't watch any new shows. I would go to work, or, in my social circle, people would be talking about the new TV show. People would be talking about, the new movies out. I eliminated all of that for 5 years. And the reason why I did that is because as I was progressing in the corporate world, and we'll talk more about my story, right? But as I was progressing in the corporate world, I was getting commission. And as I was getting commission, I said, you know what? I need to start making passive income. But how am I going to do that? So for 2 years straight, I kid you not, it was like my part-time job. I just did research on real estate. And I mean relentless, right? Just a relentless amount of research, day in, day out, period. I mean, my girl would get pissed off at me because she'd be like, hey, look, are we gonna go out? Her mom would come over, and I remember her mom saying, does he do this all the time? Because she was so surprised that I was locked in on what the next level is, on the dream, on what I wanted to achieve, right? Holistically for us. So that's what you got to do. You got to figure out what is your sacrifice. Some people, their sacrifice may be, you know what, I'm gonna start eating right. Some people, all they need is to hit the gym. They need a little body motivation. Some people need education. Whatever it is, you're gonna have to give away something in order to get what you want. And a lot of people think that that's a bad thing. They feel as though, oh my gosh, I got to give away, time. I got to give away a relationship, or I got to give away whatever it may be. But it's going to be worth it in the end, because you get what you want, whatever that may be. It may be a nice car. It may be a Porsche. It may be a nice house. It may be a condo in the city. But you're going to have to sacrifice, period. And after that sacrifice is focus. So once you have made the sacrifice, once you're locked in, once you're on your path, once you're on your course, once you're on your trajectory, now you have to focus, because there's going to be distractions. There's going to be, whatever distraction may be, it's going to come. And it's going to come tenfold, because, things are trying to knock you off of your square, as they say, or knock you off of your dream, what it is that you're trying to achieve. So you got to make sure that you don't let the club, be a distraction to you. You got to make sure that you don't let a female be a distraction to you, or a male be a distraction to you. You got to make sure that all those outside things stay in their box until you achieve what it is that you're looking to achieve. And I'm looking down at my phone as we speak. Now, my last but not least, you have to ask yourself, are you in your own way? And you got to think about that. I really want that to sink in. When I was coming up, I saw how I would get in my own way with self-doubt, with self-pity, going back to when I was a child and hearing some of the things that I heard as a child, situations that I went through that were tragic, that, my life is like a movie. We'll get there and we'll talk about that. But, all the tragedy, all the pain, I let that control me for a bit. Not forever, but for a bit. I did. And there was a period of time, y'all, where in weight, I blew up. I blew up to about, because I'm only 5'8", and I blew up to about 205 pounds. I remember my dad saying, how did you let yourself get out of shape like that? And it was because, the tragic events that I had gone through, things that I went through, the trials, the tribulations, I would drink a lot. I would do things like that. And instead of, going to the gym, or instead of going outside and jogging, that's something that I do all the time now. I would say, you know what, I'm going to open up this bottle of wine, and I'm going to drink that. So how are you getting in your way, right? You have to eliminate whatever it is, but you have to identify exactly what it is. Only you will know, because a stranger, your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend can say, hey, look, you're going down the deep end. Whatever the deep end is, you may be into drugs, you may be smoking weed, you may be drinking a lot, and you don't realize it. Other people are telling you, hey, look, you got to pull back and be the person that you're going to be. But only you can say, you know what, it's time for me to change. And once you figure that out for yourself, then the sky is truly the limit. And I mean that, and hopefully this will reach someone that you find this beneficial. And if you do find it beneficial, please click the like, please subscribe. I'm going to give you all of my social media information at the end of the video. So lock in with me, because I'm locked in with you. Talk soon.